Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton crushing incumbent Senator John Cornyn in the state's GOP primary runoff. Look at those numbers on your screen, marking yet another successful endorsement from President Trump. The guy's on a heater right now, and after winning, Ken Paxton wasting no time directing his attention to his far-left opponent, Democrat candidate James Tallarico. Listen.
My opponent is the most extreme radical the Democrats have ever nominated. James Tallarico is a threat to everything we hold dear in this state and in this country. He's a threat to our security and our safety. He wants open borders. He's a threat to our children. He wants boys and girls sports. Gender mutilation surgery performed on kids. He's a threat to our very way of life and our values.
Republican strategist and coin vice president Cassie Smedile joins me now. Cassie, the only question, as I see it, that matters now, does the Trump endorsement magic turn out enough Republican voters in Texas in a non-presidential year for Paxton to beat Tallarico? What say you?
Well, we know the cardinal rule in politics is if you can't turn out your base, you can't win. And right now, we know that President Trump's supporters are the base of the Republican Party, and nowhere is that more true than in Texas. So, yes, that's a very good sign for Ken Paxton. That's a good sign for Republicans writ large to see that the president's endorsement still continues to carry so much weight. It also helps that Ken Paxton knows how to win statewide in Texas. He's done that a couple of times. It also helps for Republicans that James Tallarico is a wildly out-of-touch candidate, especially for Texans. And that's what you're going to hear a lot more about. That clip that you just played from Ken Paxton, expect to hear that a lot more in the next 6 or so months.
It really does beg the question, can an individual like James Tallarico that the Democrats seem to be all in on in Texas, can he win? Knowing the state of Texas as we do, Democrats seem to think so. Every Republican that you talk to, with the exception of probably John Cornyn, thinks no. What say you?
I mean, James Tallarico is saying in a pulpit of all places that there's multiple genders, that God is non-binary, that Mary in the Annunciation was was a pro-choice effort or even pro-abortion. I mean, all of these wild revisionist biblical references to try and make himself appeal to Texas voters, because he knows the Bible is at the heart of Texas, is a wolf in sheep clothes experiment that I think is going to fail miserably. The Democrats that I talk to are wishing for Beto right now. They know that James Tallarico is, again, an experiment in what they think they can get Texans to go for while they're trying to push their wild leftist ideology. And I think it will fail miserably. Texans are smart. And do not forget, yes, President Trump has big sway, but Ken Paxton is not some out-of-the-blue candidate. He has won statewide many times. Texans know him, and they know how to vote for him.
Point. Yeah, it's not like Ken Paxton never wins. He wins in every single race that he runs. And the fact that, the populace doesn't seem to give him credit for that is shocking. Before we let you go, I want to get your thoughts on this. Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss getting criticism from his own party after he calls out Maine Senate candidate, Democrat socialist Graham Platner. Listen.
I've been clear about Graham Platner. I find that tattoo and his commentary about it to be personally disqualifying. I hope Maine voters agree with me. I think there would be a mistake for the Democratic Party to think that Graham Platner's brand of the Democratic Party is what wins us durable majorities throughout this country.
Well, multiple Democrats are now criticizing Auchincloss on X. A Democrat pollster writing, a smart reporter would ask Auchincloss, the chairman of the majority Democrats, why he wants Trump to have a Republican Senate majority for his final 2 years in office, why he wants Trump to be able to appoint more MAGA justices to the Supreme Court and federal bench. California congressional candidate writing, Jake Auchincloss is essentially endorsing Susan Collins in Maine. Absolutely no excuse for a Democrat in the House to back a Republican for Senate in a crucial swing seat. Auchincloss should be primaried. His primary election is September 1st in a safe D+11 seat. And a former Kamala Harris deputy campaign manager writing, quote, does feel kind of odd to be the chairman of an organization called Majority Democrats and then endorse against both Democrats and a majority. Cassie, I'm going to appreciate the snark of that final comment by asking in the same vein. Doesn't it feel kind of odd that Democrats are attacking one of the most intelligent members of their party, all in support of a socialist with a Nazi tattoo?
Yeah, you read my mind. Isn't it interesting who they're choosing to pile up on? He's saying the quiet part out loud. When you talk in polite circles, bipartisan circles, I work for a bipartisan company now, that people are saying this is a vetting disaster, that they have to go out and run with Graham Platner through November. And he's not just Graham Platner and his Nazi tattoo, it's Graham Platner and all of his horrible comments against women, against Black Americans, against veterans and Purple Heart recipients. I mean, he's a liability across the board. This guy, Auchincloss, says this, the quiet part out loud, and he's the one that they're coming after. How does that make sense? But again, it's another sign of where the Democrats are. And you mentioned that pollster. They're just simply playing a game of math. They clearly don't care who it is, as long as they can get, at the end of the day, they think they can have their best chance of picking off Susan Collins. But again, as we've talked about before, Susan Collins has been an incredibly popular and effective senator for Mainers. She's very well known. Underestimate her at your own peril, because I think that they're going to have a particularly tough time picking her off, especially as they've got this problematic candidate up there.
All she and Paxton seem to do is win, 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 no matter what. Cassie Smedile, thank you. Appreciate it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.